Hello everyone, this is team number 1 between Alberto Mezzo and I, Leonardo Meza. We are going to present you our final project called iLIBRARY. In the past few years, and nowadays still have many libraries that use a traditional method, which consists in using a physical storage to categorize and store every single book. In this case, I'm talking about literally writing in a paper the register of all the books and this kind of method. But just a while ago, we started implementing a new method coming with all this technology has been arriving to us. And well, we call it the modern method. It's using the digital tools that we have. And well, this one overall consists in using, instead of physical storage, we are using a digital database. Well, now in our project, we are using mainly 4 modules, which ones enclose our main course of the project. Well, the first one is just the database concept itself, which consists in insertion of data. Of course, extraction of data for all these to use in the other functions. Well, after we have the user admin system module, we're gonna just implement the register users, login, all the system, and other functions like to manage these users as change password, delete users, all these things. Of course, everything linked with the database usage. And after we have the books model, which is the main one that brought us here, which will be just search books, storage books, show the list of the books, and of course the main features to add books, delete books, manage all these things. And the last one will be the QR code module, which will be used to creating the QR codes for every single book, and well, how will be a QR code reader in our app.
Okay, so let's start to talk about what is a database. Well, a database is an organized collection of structured information, and in this program we are using the MySQL database, and a MySQL database is a relational database. It means that the data are stored on tables, so in columns and rows. Okay, so here we can see how we structure our iLIBRARY server. We created 3 different databases. The first one on the left of the slide, is where we stored all the username and password of the users. The iLIBRARY admin, so the database in the center of the slide, is where we stored the admin name and the password. And the third one, so the iLIBRARY book SF, is where we stored the author, title and year data of the books. So it's where we save the books informations. Here, as we can see, every database have a table name. So the table is where we literally store the data, and there are in each database different quantity of column. In the first one we have 2 columns, username and password. In the second one we have admin name and password. In the third one we have author, title and year. First of all, we need to talk about how we collegate the database to the Java program. To be able to collegate Java to database, we need to add to Java an external library. In this case, it's MySQL connector Java. Then we need to write down, we need to establish the connection, writing down a code into the program. In this case, is connection drive manager.getConnection, and then we need to add the link of the server with the database name, then add the server username and the server password. In this case, a root, the server username and server password, because they're the standard one. And we are using database name, the iLIBRARY demo, that is the database where we store the user informations. Then down we can see that there is the statement to select and pick specific objects into the database that we selected previously. In this case, we have, for example, select username and password. So we select the column, the data's in the column. We select username column and password column. Then we say in which table we need to find those columns. In this case, it's account, so it's the table name. And then there is the how to find a specific object. We say where username is equal to the input that we put before, and then the password is equal to the input that we put before. Okay, the first option that we have in the main menu is the sync up. Sync up can be divided in two parts, because after you click on sync up, you're able also to open another page that is the sync up for the admin, because in the first one, the first page that we have, that is the join center, we gonna input the data of the user. So there is the username, the password, and repeat password, and then sync up. While in the after that we click register admin, we can register the admin, but there is a little difference. That is, we need a security pin. This security pin can be changed only from the code. Then, after that we put all the information, we can have different type of output. We can have the pop-up of registration complete, or we can have enter a valid username, enter valid password, the username already exists, etc., etc. Now we are looking the sync up code, and this code is the same for username and admin, but admin have just something different, which is the addition of the pin, and where the input pin should be equal to the pin written in the code to be able to proceed, and then the database name, the table name, the columns, and the selected specific object should be different, because in this specific code we are using the information of the user database. Okay, so now let's start to talk about the login part. And as we can see in the from the slide, in the left part, there is the menu, the main menu, where there are three options. There is login customer, login admin, and sync up. If we click on login customer, we open an instance where it's possible input the username and the password of the user. While if we click on login admin, we open another instance, so a separate one, where we also need to input the username and the password. In this case, of course, are the admin name and the password. Then, if we click login, in both of the cases, we have two different results. We could have two different results. The first one is, of course, login completed, and we open another instance. And then we have a wrong username and or password. We can't say specifically which one is wrong for security, of course. The login code is pretty much the same for the user login and the admin login. The difference is just the database name, the table name, the columns name, and the select specific object, and the username string have a different name, the one that are related with the database, with the admin database. Now, in this code, we are comparing, do the comparison between the input datas and the saved datas, and we are able to search between the database saved datas using the if rs next. So it means the result set. It means that in this if command we search in each row where the username is saved. If it's not saved, we will have wrong username or password. If the username and the password both match in the same row, we successfully logged in. In the change password option, we can literally change the password both for username and for admin. But to be able to change the password, before we need to do the login. This option is the same for user and for admin, and also the code is the same, except for, as I also said previously, the database, the table name, and the specific object selected is different. And once that we input the new password and we need to repeat the password, of course, both passwords need to match, and after we will substitute the old password saved in the string related with the username of the user or the admin that just log in with the new password. And for the future login, if we want to perform it, we need to input the new password, because if we use the old one, it will not work. Add books is one of the main parts of the program, and can be performed only by admins, because they are the only ones that have the credentials to add books. Well, here, as we can see, we can add the title, author, and year. The structure is pretty much similar to the registration part, because we are gonna add data inside the database. Of course, after that we input the title, the author, and the year, we can click on save and create the QR code, where we're gonna have different type of results, such as enter a valid author name if we are not inputting author name, same for year, same for the name. Then, of course, if we already saved the book, we are gonna have the result that this book already exists. And then, of course, we're gonna also have a book saved successfully if this book was not saved before, and if all the input data are correct. The add books code is pretty simple comparing to the SingUp, but it's pretty similar because, as I said before, we are adding data into the database. And here, as we can see, we have iLIBRARY books SF as database name, and we have books as a table name, and we have author, name, book, and year as the name of the column where we are going to input the data. So of course, all the data are going to be saved on the same row. This is the C list of books instance. This one can be opened from user and admin, both the same. And we'll just display all the data from all the books stored in the database. Oh, so it means all the books that were added from the admin. In the right part of the slide, we can see all the code. So we are displaying the data column by column. In the first part of the code, we have the title column, where we are going to display all the data of the title, all the titles. Then the second column is the author one, and the third one is here. The structure of the code is pretty the same. It's just that the selected column is different.
In this part, we have the search and delete books options, and where for the search books is available for both either customer or admin. In this case, we have only one possible output. If you're trying to find a book that is not stored in the database, you will get an output which says no results found. And then, well, of course, if the book was found, it will be displayed in the column in the table. with the data of the title, author, and year. And well, for the delete books part, of course, it's an option available only for the admins. In this case, when an admin is trying to find a book, and it's found, of course, after it's found, the admin will have the option to delete that book, which when you try to click it, it's gonna ask the admin either is sure to delete or not the book. Well, and for the coding part, we have as all the other ones. First, of course, we need to establish the connection in the same procedure. And well, in this case, we are gonna search for the author, title, and year for each book. And after the same procedure as well, we're gonna try to search this in our database of our books. And well, of course, if it's found, it's gonna be displayed. And if not, we're gonna get the output, no results found. And for the delete book code, which as I mentioned before, it's available only for the admins. Well, it's the same procedure. We're just gonna use another command, as here it says, is to delete the books. So it's gonna just take the information the user input before, and you're just gonna replace this information to know that it's gonna delete this string from the database. And for the last but not least, we have the generating QR code part. In this case, we will have to import external libraries as well, as was for the database. In this case, we're going to use the ZSync 1.7 and ZSync Core 2.0 libraries. And then, of course, we need to import them into the Java code directly. And well, this series of libraries will help us to build the code and to store the information into it. Okay, and when we have the instance to add a book opened, once we input the data of the book, which is the title, author, and year, and we will click and save and create the QR code. After this, the admin will be able to see the QR code, and when this button is pressed, the program to generate the QR code is going to be performed, and after it's going to be displayed on the screen, the QR code, which is, if it is scanned, it's going to display the information as a string, because it's how the QR code stores the information as a string, and it's going to be displaying the title, the author, and the year in that order. Now, if we get into the code in Java for the QR generating, we will see, and of course, all the procedure is enclosed in a try and catch part to avoid mistakes in the process. And well, in the first part, we have the string that will be the information stored in the QR code. As I said before, it will be in a string, only one string. For this, we have defined the title and the author and the year, as we saw before in the code. And the file path is just the location where you want to save these QR codes after they are generated. In this case, it's just a local address in my computer. And the last string, which is called the char set, it's just a kind of character encoding called Unicode transformation format, which allocates 8-bit blocks for each character, something more technical, which is called UTF-8. And right after, we have some commands that will carry out the viewing of all this code with the information stored in. And just want to point, after the barcode format .QR code, we have the size of our code. In this case, will be 245 times 245. It will be a square. So in this part, you can define how big do you want the QR codes. Okay, now let's see how our app is gonna run for real. Well, right here we have the main menu for app. It's gonna be iLIBRARY, and we have three main options: login customer, login admin, and sync up. And now we have our databases right here. As you can see, and here are the admins, books, and accounts. Now all of them are clean. So let's add login. We're gonna go to sync up. We will register an admin first. Okay, username, I will put this Leo. Password, I don't know, tacos 2020. Repeat password, tacos 2020. Security pin, let's see the code. You can see we have the register sync up for admin right here. We have the command for the pin. Of course, only the programmers directly through the source code can be modified. We have the integer with the pin. It's, as you can see, 2021. It's a security pin. And well, let's try something. We put an incorrect pin. What happened? Oh, security pin is incorrect. Well, you cannot sync up, man. There we go. And let's suppose that we put the correct pin, but I don't know, our passwords do not match. Well, let's see. Oh, passwords do not match. So we're gonna check. Okay, the password is the same. Correct pin. Let's sync up. There we go. Welcome, Leah. Your account was successfully created. There we go. Now we have account. Well, and after, let's see our database. Right here we have admins. Let's see if we are in there. Okay, we are here. Leo, Tacos 2020. We already have an admin account. Now, well, let's create one user just to check. I don't know, it would be Perro Doggy, just something, and password. Let's see, Leo Master. Of course, here we need to repeat the passwords and the same as well. And well, you can see if they do not match, the same do not match. So we're gonna match them. Single, welcome, Perro Doggy, we're in there. There we go. So let's see our database, account. And we are right here. Perro Doggy, Leo Master. Perfect. And now we're gonna go over. Well, let's try to sync up with another one. I'm gonna show you. If we try to create the same one, for example, like this, with maybe any other password, no? Just to see. But what happened? Well, the username is already used. You cannot use it. So, well, we're gonna use another one. Just, I don't know, kitty. Something like that. Kitty. Password. Cookies 20. Cookies 20. And well, now we have kitty. There we go. Well, let's check our database. Right here, kitty, cookies 20. Okay, well, now let's see the features of the customer. Let's log in with the customer. We have our username. Let's use our Perro Doggy account. So you can see, for example, our password is Leo Master. But I'm gonna put Leo Master 1. What happens? Oh, well, wrong username or password. Well, let's see. If I put the correct one, Leo Master, there we go. Welcome, Perro Doggy. You have successfully logged in. There we go. Now we have the instance for our main menu, customer. We have right here, welcome to the menu, Perro Doggy. We have list of books, search a book, scan QR code, and report an issue. Now we are gonna check what are the features for the customer. Well, first we have the list of books. We go into this, we're gonna see the books, but now there are no books, so let's add some books, why not? Remember, for this we will have to go log out. We'll click here, and just log out. And now remember, for this we will have to log in into our admin account. As we see, let's check the admin. It's Leo, and Tacos 20 will be our password. The same if we put the wrong password, of course, it's not correct. We're gonna not get in. Like this, welcome Leo, the admin. And well, now let's add a book. Right here, we could click add book. Title, I don't know, the cat, author, Leo, of course, year, 1928. Well, we create and save the QR code here. And well, we have the output book title, the cat, author Leo, year 1921, saved successfully. Okay, now let's check the database of books. We update it, and there is Leo the cat, 1928. Well, and now that we have created and we have added our book to our database, of course the QR code was generated as well. So now we want to see the QR code. Well, now we are going to go to the source folder. It's right here. Here is saved our core code for this book, which is called The Cat, is with the title. Well, we want to see the QR code. Let's see it. Show QR code. It's right here, so let's try it. Well, we're gonna use a reader, QR reader, right here. Just 1 second. Okay, let's see. Okay, and we have this output. As you can see, is the title, author, and year. The Cat, Leo, in 1928. We have this book right here, and well, there we go. And after all, let's add just another one just to see. Let's put the dog. Why not? Author, Albi, year 2001. Save and create. It's saved successfully. We go to see our books. Is right here. We will show the QR code. Is right here. Our source folder ends. Let's check just that the QR code is correct. We scan it. And we see that it's correct. Title The Dog, author Albi, 2001. There we go. Now that we have already 2 books in our database, well, let's see the list of books right here that we are already in the admin account. List of books, we have these 2 books. We're just gonna display the title, author, and year of those books registered here. It's the same. And well, just gonna go to the another account to show you that it's exactly the same. Log in. Account. Okay. Now we're gonna get in with the Kitty account. Kirkis 20. Oh, what's wrong? Let me check. Kirkis 20. Yeah, misspelled. There we go. List of books. As you can see, it's exactly the same. These are a feature that it's all the same for both. Well, now let's search a book. Search a book right here. We try to search something, I don't know, random. We will not get anything, no results found. There are no, for example, I don't know if we want to search something about the war. Well, sorry guy, there is no any book with the title war. But if we want something about kitties or dogs, I don't know, dog. Oh, we found a book, The Dog, author Albi, year 2001. Or either we want to search about kitty, well, no, cats. Yeah, search cat. We have the cat, Leo, 1928. Now I'm gonna show you for this case for the admin. Now we want to delete the cat book. So let's get in here. Leo, 20. Search a book, the same procedure. We will search for the cat book, is right here, and after it's found, we'll have this option to delete book. Well, let's delete it. Yeah, you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Delete it. Okay, book successfully deleted. Let's go. And now we check in our database. I'm gonna update it. Oh, there's no anymore. We only have this one. Perfect. So we only have 1 book now. And now I'm gonna show you how manage users work. We will go in here. Oh, we have these 2 users. We will have the user registered in our application. For example, we want to delete 1 user. I don't know. something happened. And we'll go to delete user. We'll search, of course, if there is, I don't know, want to search for Juan, but there are no Juans. Well, no results found. But Kitty, we are gonna find Kitty, this one. So we're gonna delete Kitty because we don't want Kitty anymore in the system. You sure? Yes. So it was deleted successfully. Let's see our database in accounts. Here's Kitty, let's update it. It's not there anymore. So that's how, yeah, you can see again the users available in here. And well, right after, we're gonna see, for example, if the scan QR code in this part, we will have to connect an external device because you need a reader to read the code, as I did with the cell phone with the external reader. Well, in this case, we will have to connect one to do it. Well, now we are gonna check the last feature right here, which is report issue. It's exactly the same. So we try to send something in blank, of course. Please fill the space. Well, you just put this is the best app ever. Well, I'm just gonna report this issue. Send. Perfect. Your comments were sent to the staff. It's exactly the same. I'm gonna show you for our customer account. Check right here. Remember, we don't have the another account. Well, let's try to get in with the Kitty account. It was Kitty, and it was yeah, the password. Well, we're going to use our password because there's no Kitty anymore in the system. Perfect, no problem. Well, let's get in with our perro doggy account. Of course, Leo Master. Yep, of course. Report issue, as you can see, will be exactly the same. Space in blank, okay. Just hello friends. Send. Perfect, there we send. Okay, now I want to show you how will be the procedure to change our password. Let's suppose that we don't want Leo Master as password anymore. Well, then we click to change password. And we're gonna choose our password. Instead, Leo Master, we will want the password, I don't know, pizza, pizza love. Well, pizza love, pizza love. There we go. Save changes. Okay, password has been successfully changed. Well, I'm gonna change anymore because I didn't want it at the last moment. So I will try with Mexico. Oh, okay. But let's suppose that I just wrote another one for another letter for accident. Well, fields do not match, of course, because they need to match. They need to be the same. Well, let's match them. Save changes. Okay, perfect. Now we see in the database perro doggy our account, and we update it. Perfect. We have our new password, Mexico love. Now let's try to log in with our new password. Well, perro doggy. I will try with the last one, which was Leo Master. As you can see, incorrect from user. Well, we will try a new one. Mexico love. Login. Perfect. Welcome, perro doggy. You have successfully logged in. Here we are right here. And it's exactly the same for admin. Let's suppose we want to change our password in here because we don't want tacos 2020 anymore. Now we have tacos. Now we want tacos 2021. This is the new year. Tacos 2021. You can see fields do not match. Let's match them. Perfect. Has been successfully changed. And there it is, 2021. So overall, this was how iLIBRARY works, just the basic features to save and store information in our databases. You saw how the books, the accounts of the customers and admins are stored in the database, the different databases that we have, and how the actions are performed in our application. Thank you very much.